You know that feeling, that first sip of coffee in the morning? It's almost essential, right? But what if I told you that simple cup connects to these huge global forces? Think trade tensions, crypto booms, even, well, the weather. Today, we're doing a deep dive looking into our listeners' curated sources, specifically the Global Coffee Market Outlook, July 2025. Our mission, really, is to see how all these big macroeconomic shifts, the financial market buzz, and, yeah, even local weather are hitting the price, the availability of your coffee. Okay, let's unpack this. So let's start big picture. What's the general economic vibe right now affecting commodities, coffee included?
What's really fascinating, I think, is just the sheer uncertainty that's kind of brewing everywhere. A big thing we're watching closely is the potential for U.S. retaliatory tariffs on the EU. There's a deadline looming, August 1st. And you hear talk, like from former President Trump, about maybe 15, 20% tariffs on EU goods. That kind of instability. It's gold for financial speculators.
Right. So your coffee cup becomes almost like a playing field for these bigger geopolitical games.
Exactly. It's a bit of a proxy, yeah.
And it's not just old school trade stuff, is it? Are there other big financial trends maybe pulling money away from commodities?
Oh, absolutely. Look at the crypto market. It just hit a new peak, $4 trillion. It's following the new U.S. stablecoin law, that huge surge in digital assets.
Yeah.
It definitely poses a risk, potentially drawing capital away from traditional markets like commodities. And this raises a big question. Where's the global money going to flow? We've got Fed Chair Powell speaking this Tuesday about monetary policy. There's political pressure there. Plus Q2 financial reports from U.S. companies are coming out.
Right. Lots of moving parts.
All these events, they're definitely going to influence global capital flows and, yeah, by extension, commodity prices like coffee.
Okay, so with that backdrop, let's get more specific. Let's look at the coffee derivatives markets themselves, Robusta and Arabica. What's happening with Robusta in London?
Right, so for London Robusta, looking at the September 2025 contract, it closed up a bit. $3,348 a ton, up $36. But, and this is key, it didn't manage to break through that 3,378 technical level. It did hit $3,407 during the session, but that wasn't enough to signal a real sustained upward trend.
Why not? What's holding it back?
Well, there's increasing certified inventory. Basically, more coffee is physically available in certified warehouses. That makes investors kind of cautious. For a genuine trend change, we'd really need to see it push past $3,685 per ton.
Okay, got it. Now let's switch to New York Arabica, the September 2025 contract. This one's interesting because it jumped early in the week, right? But then fell back.
Yeah, that's right. Arabica rallied early on, hitting 310.50 cents a pound. Pretty strong, but it just couldn't stay above that sort of psychological 311 cents level.
And the reasons for that drop?
A few things, really. Buying interest was pretty weak. The U.S. dollar index, the DXY, was stronger, which makes it more expensive for buyers using other currencies. Plus, there was heavy speculative buying the week before, and a lot of that position got unwound.
So what's the key level to watch there?
The critical point now is 299.85 cents. If it breaks below that, well, we could see it slide further, maybe down towards 293.
Okay, shifting from the trading floors. Let's talk about the producers. What's happening on the ground, say, in Indonesia?
Yeah, on the ground. In Indonesia, particularly Lampung, they've had some really heavy rains right during the harvest. That's caused real problems with drying the coffee cherries and also significant fruit drop. We're hearing estimates of maybe a 10–20% cut in production for that area.
Wow, that's significant.
It is. And you see it reflected in the prices. The premium for Sumatra coffee compared to the London contract has dropped quite a bit, down from plus $240, $250 a ton to more like plus $150 now.
And over in Vietnam, I heard prices nudged up slightly.
A little bit, yeah. In the Central Highlands, prices are around 93,500 to 94,000 VND per kilogram. But the bigger story there is that trading is really quiet. Why? Because supply is basically depleted. Farmers are holding on to whatever stock they have left, hoping for better prices down the line.
So that's holding back.
They are. And it's making things tight. Some traders are actually turning to Indonesia to buy coffee instead, just to secure supply. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, it just highlights how tight that Asian supply situation is. Vietnamese Robusta Type 2, the standard grade, is being offered at a pretty hefty premium, like plus $130, $160 over the London September contract.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the main trends then. We've got Robusta trying to recover, but hitting resistance. Arabica looking, well, vulnerable. And as you just said, Asian supply, especially from Vietnam, still really tight.
Exactly. And what this all really underscores is how these bigger forces Politics, central bank moves, even things like the crypto market, they're creating instability.
Yeah.
And that instability keeps affecting global money flow and, yeah, ultimately the price of your coffee.
So looking ahead to this week, it sounds like we should expect quite a bit of volatility, right? With Powell's speech, the EU tariff reaction, U.S. earnings.
Definitely expect volatility, high volatility. The price waves could be fast, they could be strong. So the key takeaway for anyone in the market really is manage your risk very carefully. You don't want to get caught chasing highs or panic selling lows.
So the next time you're having that coffee, maybe pause for a second. Consider not just where the beans came from, but how deeply its journey is tangled up with global trade, digital money, even a few words from a central banker. Makes you wonder, what other ripple effects are you maybe overlooking in your own day-to-day?